Glencairn Museum looks like a castle, but it was once the home of Raymond and Mildred Pitcairn and their 9 children. They hired craftsmen to build their home that looks like a castle, but it was a private residence. Today, Glencairn Museum has artifacts and art from religious cultures across time and around the world. In this series, we're talking about stained glass, specifically medieval stained glass. And when I use the term medieval, I'm talking about the time period between 500 and 1500 CE. The art of stained glass has existed for centuries and has been made in cultures around the world. Today we're exploring examples of stained glass windows that show a divine being interacting with a human. When I say divine, I mean a figure that represents someone who is holy or religious. Throughout time, in art, divine beings have often been seen as immortal and have been depicted in human form, in animal form, sometimes a combination of human and animal, and sometimes something completely different. This window shows a divine being interacting with a human. The figure with the wings and the glowing orb around their head is an angel, and his name is Gabriel. He has his hand extended, bringing a message to a human, and that human's name is Mary. Mary has her hands up towards the angel, and this is an expression of acceptance. The angel Gabriel is telling her that she has been chosen to be the mother of Jesus, and Mary is accepting this. This is a very important moment in Christianity, that moment where she took on that responsibility. Looking at this, medieval viewers would have instantly recognized the story, and it would have been common and very important to them. The next 2 windows that we look at tell stories that are sad, a bit sad. They're both stories of when somebody died. However, they both depict scenes when human beings are interacting with divine beings. This window depicts the story of Saint Catherine. You see 2 standing figures with wings and halos. Those are angels, divine beings. They're holding a body without a head. This is Saint Catherine. You'll notice that the artist who made this window made a glowing gold disc where her head should be. This looks sort of like a plant that's growing up, but it's intentional to be like a halo, showing that Saint Catherine was a good woman. Her story begins when she was a young lady, Saint Catherine of Alexandria. She was a Christian and spent much of her time converting people to Christianity. In fact, by the age of 18, she'd converted many people, including the wife of the Emperor Maxentius. Maxentius did not like Christians. He was so angry that he had his wife killed, and he wanted to make Saint Catherine his next wife. She was greatly known for her beauty and her intelligence. However, she did not want to marry Maxentius. So in his anger, he had a torture device created for her. It had blades on it that the intention was when she was strapped to the device that it would cut her skin. However, a great miracle happened. When Saint Catherine was attached to the torture device, it never operated. It broke into many pieces. Still enraged, Maxentius had Saint Catherine beheaded. And this is what we see in the window here. We see 2 angels carrying Saint Catherine's body to holy ground where she could be buried on Mount Sinai. What's interesting, and what I find interesting about this window, is that it depicts 2 divine beings doing something that a human would do. They are caring for a human body after somebody died. This is the last window we're going to look at today. This window shows the death of Theophilus. Theophilus lived in Alexandria in Egypt, and this scene shows when he is dying. He is lying in his bed, and next to him stand a church leader and 2 assistants, grieving or mourning his death. Above him, there are three figures. You'll notice on either side there are angels. Between them is what looks like a small child with a crown. This image is what represents Theophilus' soul being carried up to heaven. So looking at this moment, what we're seeing is the death of Theophilus, where he is leaving his human body behind in order to become a divine being. Thank you for joining me to learn about the relationship between humans and divine beings in stained glass. I encourage you to watch other episodes in this series about medieval stained glass. You can watch episodes about how stained glass was made, about how virtues are depicted in stained glass, and the depiction of celebrations. If you'd like to learn more about Glencairn Museum, please visit our website, glencairnmuseum.org.